Baby birds, baby birds, baby birds. Welcome back to the nest for another edition of Words of Wisdom, featuring Bron the Raid King. As always, with your friend, Wisdom W. Wisdom. Reach out to Words of Wisdom through the Twitterverse at Words from Wisdom. That's at Words from Wisdom. And now, everyone's favorite host, Baby Birds, welcome Wisdom W. Wisdom.
Baby birds, baby birds, baby birds, welcome back to the nest for another edition of Words of Wisdom with your man Wisdom W. Wisdom. That's me, if you haven't figured that out yet. And the one, the only, the man, the myth, the legend, featuring Braun the Raid King. You can hit us up in the Twitterverse at Words from Wisdom and the brand new show's email. Fill our inbox to stay in our mentions. Words of Wisdom at teamcnd.com. That's Words of Wisdom at teamcnd.com. We got a lot loaded and ready to go show for y'all today. It's going to be crazy, wild, fantastically fun. Got Bronze on the hot seat. He's rolling. He got that seat cushion going on high. He's got those roasting, that oven roasting. It's going to be legit. It's going to be ridiculous. It's going to be tight. It's going to be a good time. So stick around, baby birds, because we're going to be rolling into that in just a second. Ron will be joining us as always on the TBA phone line. Still awaiting that corporate sponsor. Come on, sling that cash, sling that dough, bring it, hit it. Let's go. And after this, in just a quick minute, we're going to be bringing in my man, the man, myth, the legend, Braun the Raid King. But before we do that, y'all remember when I told you this isn't just my show. This isn't just Braun, myself, our show, the producer's show. This is all my baby birds out there show. We got big interaction rolling. I want you to fill our inbox, DM us, add us, fill in that email. We want topics, we want subjects, we want you to hit. Just keep on filling up those inboxes. With what, you ask? Yes, but Wisdom, what have you told us? What do you want from us? Well, that's a great question, and I'm glad you all asked it, baby birds. We want you. We're doing a gaming grab bag, so to speak. Gaming questions, they can range from, you know what, let's not even do a gaming grab bag. Let's do all questions. Hit us up with whatever you want. We got life advice, we got social advice, you know what I'm saying? So you got some relationship action that you're going to need a little bit of help and tweaking with. You'll have my man, Braun, and I. See what we can do to help you out. Eventually we'll have the phone lines cooking during the show. But for now, we'll just do the grab bag out the email and the Twitterverse for you, from you. Oh, yeah. And we'll do the gaming grab bag too, kind of thing. So whatever questions you got, whatever subjects you need, movie subjects, movie titles, right? We do a little thing over here where Braun and I like to do improvisation, so to speak. Improv, so to speak, a word that I apparently cannot say. Do an improv thing, so to speak, of y'all gonna send us in some titles of a movie that you would like to see, such as an example would be
One desire, one feeling, one beating heart, a romance in the bay, through the city, in the village. Two worlds collide, two favorable families struggle, never knowing what truth is, falling for one another, head over heels?
Well, I guess that's a little bit more of a movie trailer example. We don't necessarily need a movie trailer because the game's going to be an improv game. So we would be filling in the blanks, so to speak. So you'd give us more of two men in a library. Or something even better than that would be the fertile cat, the walloping chimpanzee, or the walking dog. Those are animals, so let's go away from that real quick. How about walking slowly through the forest? The rain falls too hard. Truth be told? Stuff like that. Just any type of movie title would work fantastic for that. And then gaming grab bag. Hit us up with questions. Hit us up with games you want us to discuss. If there's a game out there that you want us to dish, dissect, and revolutionize, we'll do that thing right for you on the show, on the spot. This is the truth. This is our show. It's not my show. It ain't Bron's show. It's our show. This is Words of Wisdom. And we're going to speak from words of wisdom to words of wisdom to all the baby birds out there that want to hit it, get it, and let's go. And I'm getting beeped at saying I'm talking, rambling, going on way too long. So after these messages, we will be back with the man, the myth, your favorite friend, Baron the Raid King on the TBA phone lines. Baby birds, baby birds, baby birds, welcome back to the show here on Words of Wisdom featuring Bron the Raid King. We got my man Bron here with us, of course. Good stuff. You can find us in the Twitterverse at Words from Wisdom in the Twitterverse. And email, getting sophisticated, getting big. Got Words of Wisdom at teamcnd.com. That's Words of Wisdom at teamcnd.com. Now, Bron, my man. So I was talking with some of my friends earlier today, and we were talking about the Urban Dictionary, man. And who is able to go to the Urban Dictionary? Who still goes to the Urban Dictionary? And why do they go to the Urban Dictionary? Is there an age limit on how old you are that you should not go to the Urban Dictionary? How old is too old, right? How old is too old to use the Urban Dictionary? Look up words and use that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I had to, like I said, I had to plead guilty on this one because Braun is a published Urban Dictionary um, author. I am a published dictionary author. So I don't think Urban Dictionary has an age limit. Um, I like to think of Urban Dictionary as the dictionary where we don't have to put the words into the real dictionary. So I never want to hear an Urban Dictionary word used while like during a job interview or by my surgeon during a colonoscopy or something. So as long as we keep the Urban Dictionary to Urban Dictionary and that side of the conversation, I think it's a good thing. I think anytime you can have evolved language of some type, it just expands the culture to some level.
Can we back up just a quick second? And can we revisit something that you said about 45 seconds ago on the timeline? You said you are an Urban Dictionary publicist. I got two questions for you. One, how does one become an Urban Dictionary publicist? And two, what word? I almost said something inappropriate. What word could you possibly have published?
Well, as far as getting published, you just have to go there. There's certain criteria. I'd have to look at it again, but it have to involve like a word, a definition for the word, a situation in which the word would be used, and then you submit them. I had this thing where I decided to submit 5 words, and I just a month, and I did it only a couple times because I have to admit, on the first month I got it right away. So I kind of lost my thunder after I got the first one put in there. Which maybe you should try to get more. I could probably be maybe the guy who's the most Urban Dictionary published person ever is a big name out there, and I don't know, but I have a word up there. It's one of those things where when you have to use your original email from when you're in high school on a job uh, application, you tend to make a new email because the one that you have is kind of embarrassing. Well, you put me on the spot, and while I'm not proud of my word in some ways, I am proud in others. And the word I added and I want to play this game with you now. I'm going to tell you the word. And before I read you my definition, I want you to tell me what you think the definition could be.
Oh,
And
hold
I
on.
don't want you. I don't want you looking it up.
Hold up, real quick, because we're not a rated X show. We're not everyone. We PG-13. We could slightly tilt the other way, and I guess we do have the ability to bleep words out. Right? How inappropriate is this word?
While there are no swear words involved, certain situations may be adult.
Okay, I got you.
But not not really so graphic. But you could easily alter this without losing the context of it.
All right, I'm looking toward the producer, getting a thumbs up. All right, thumbs up. Let's make it happen, baby. Do it. Hit me.
All right. So the word that Braun has published in Urban Dictionary as of July 27th, 2013, which is still considered the top definition of the word, almost a 5-year reigning champ, is the word preheated oven.
Preheated oven. So when did you submit this? How long ago?
July 27, 2013, it was put on the website.
So back when you were a little baby bird. Okay, so
Um, I was in my early 30s.
well, age is in the eye of the beholder, right? The eye of the beholder.
Exactly.
You're as young as you feel.
I'm one quick update. I am looking at it. I do have 5 thumbs up for my word, to 3 thumbs down, which I think is just people below me in the definition game trying to soil my name.
Wait.
But I'm also seeing here that I can buy the preheated oven mug, which is pretty cool. So yeah. So the word's preheated oven, 2013.
All right, so preheated oven. All right, so preheated. Let me see. Man, the first thing that pops into my mind, exactly, my man, exactly, brother. Ralphie's got it right. It's gonna be something.
I'm sorry, my dog's on code 9 right now. Stand down. Stand down. Stand down.
The dog is giving you an answer to the question, is what he's doing. The dog's giving you an answer. So if we translate that, let me talk to him for a minute. Let me talk to that dog. You'll be quiet now. All right. So, preheat the oven? Preheating that oven? Is that what it was?
Preheated oven.
Preheated oven. So I'm assuming that has to do with one of the, let's say there's a male and a female, or 2 females, and a certain spot pertaining to her body is warmed up to the point for, how will we say this, friendly fun.
Well, now a non-progressive may think that, but Braun is one of those borderline progressive guys, and so my word does not have any gender specificity to it, sir. So while I think you may be close in some instance, I think you may have your site of entry construed.
Oh, so you're saying I'm a sexist? I got you. I get you. Let's see. I think I do know what you're talking about now. Just the other place.
Yeah, it's not specific to any one person.
Gotcha.
We all can take part in somehow in the preheated oven.
I'm just gonna say it. The ass.
Yes.
Okay, I got you. Yeah. The booty. So, there we go.
Now I'm going to give you the definition, and I would like you to use it in a situation, much like I did to get published. This right here is a step two on how to get published in Urban Dictionary. We're working through the metal here. So here you go. Here's the definition of preheated oven, Braun, 2013. Having no, I have woman in here because it was written from Braun's point of view. But anywhere you hear woman or she, you can just go ahead and add he if you'd like, depending on your tastes. So here we go.
Why don't you just rotate the words? So she and then he and then she and then he.
Because to me it messes up with the Braun flow.
All right, I'm just trying to make this. I'm trying to make this 2018 centric. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to keep this righteous.
Here. Okay. I'll edit. I'll self-edit, and I'll say partner. We'll go with that.
There you go.
Having your partner eat lots of hot or spicy food with the intentions of backdoor fun later in the evening. A person can always tell. Your partner will be able to tell when your partner is prepped and ready by the warmth of their flatulence instead of odor.
You want me to use that in a sentence? In an actual...
Oh, yeah, because Braun's talented. So Braun figured out a way to put that into a situation that would allow him to get into Urban Dictionary.
I'm trying to think of something that's not so inappropriate that I can not get bleeped out the whole time on this radio. So.
And that's kind of the goal, is like when you're doing this, you can't be, you almost got to play in that ambiguous area. You can't really go too graphic with it because then you'll lose it because that's not a real definition or a scenario. So they really want you to kind of use it in a tasteful way.
There was a movie had all the Hollywood people in it. It was a whole bunch of short, basically skits in a movie. And one of the skits was when Chris Pratt and Anna Faris were still together. So they were a married couple in this particular skit. And one of the things that they were all about doing was, for some reason, she really, really, really wanted him to, some people in this type of thing, defecation. I would say, upon her. So his big thing, he was talking to his token black friend, of course. I was like talking to him and saying, I don't know what to do. Like, what do I do? What kind of foods do I eat? What kind of thing do I do? Do you want to? And his buddy's like, well, what? It depends on what you want to leave there. It depends what you want to do. Do you want something that's, a whole thing that you see and you take your dog for a walk? Or do you want like the midnight special from Taco Bell, you know what I'm saying, where it's flowing all over the place, man? It just depends on what type of defecation that you want to do upon this girl. And that kind of has me thinking of what you were talking about right now is preheating that oven. So let me put it this way. I'll say partner as well. So replace she or he with partner. I'm going to go ahead and take my partner out to Baruchos, Cocomandos, Palientos, and we're going to have those burritos because we need to get that oven preheated and nice and warm. How am I doing?
Well, let me just go ahead and hit you with the quick one here. Here's how I did it. Dave noticed Sally force down 2 ghost peppers. He was excited to feel the warmth of her preheated oven later tonight.
Oh, man, that's good. All right, I got you.
So yeah, Urban Dictionary publicist, world famous publicist Braun, preheated oven 2013.
All right, well, that's absolutely fantastic. That's about explains that. So transitioning to the next stage of the show is going to be a little difficult. Let's get everything. Let's cool everything down. Let's bring it back to peace. Let's bring it back to the word. Let's do this. So Braun did that. Let's look at one more thing before we got about 4 minutes before break. So let's go one more thing, Braun. And this is brought to us by Puree Springs, refreshing, tasteful, resourceful, refreshing, relaxing. Puree Springs. Find it at your local mart today. Now, let's look at the word of the day. Because they do words of the day, right?
I'm guessing. If there's a word of the day, they got to be doing it.
Let's look at word of the day, and let's see if we can figure out what it is. We got 4 minutes to do this. So go ahead and use the Google machine and find the word of the day, and we will look at it and see if we can figure out what it is. What it means.
All right. The word of the day, trending right now, February. Well, it is currently Dick and Dash.
Dick and Dash.
Dick and Dash. Now, I'm not going to click on this word, but I'm going to assume just off the top of my head that this is just a repurposing of the hit it and quit it phrase.
That's what I would say.
Right? I could be totally wrong.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say it's definitely gonna be like do your business, roll out, run out. You run out the place with your pants around your
Now, just looking at this title, now if we're gonna break it down before clicking on it, do you think it has to do more with the dick or more with the dash, or do you think it's a combination of the two?
I would say kind of a combination of the two. Oh man, this is making me remember a story when I was 17 years old. This is awful. I don't know if I can tell this. Should I tell the story? I'm looking at the producer. Yo, Brian, you want to hear a story? I don't know if I should tell.
Well, I mean, if it has to do with Dick and Dash and it's the title, it's the moment of the moment, we need to hear it.
All right. So I'm 16 or 17 years old, and I like to do a couple things. I was pretty shy when I was a younger cat, believe it or not. But I decided I seen this movie one day that y'all made. Brian's probably familiar with this, especially since he's got words on the Urban Dictionary. I seen the movie How to Be a Player with Bill Bellamy, and I was like, dog, I can do what he does. I can just pretend I'm this cat. I can just pretend all these different personas. So I was like, all right, I'm a good actor. I like doing plays. I like doing all that stuff. So it's like, yeah, so I'll just pretend doing this. So I started doing that. I started going up to girls saying things that I would never say, saying things that would make me extremely embarrassed, but I wouldn't get embarrassed no more. So one of these persuasions worked very, very well. And I get this girl and we go back to her place. Then I'm 16 or 17 years old at the time. She is 18-ish, 19-ish, 20-ish. I don't know, somewhere in that range. I'm assuming this is her place with her roommates. Turns out it is not, and that's the key to the story. I get in there and things start getting a little wild. She's, her shirt is loosened. I try to keep this PG. So her shirt is loosened. My shirt is removed. My belt is undone and gone. We are to the stage where, let's just say, my head is on her lower section. Okay, that is where my head is. And at this point, this is where it gets wild, because she's making an awful lot of noises that is kind of suffocating the sound that's going on. Oh, that's a beep to keep it on the DL a little bit. Keep it down a little bit. All right. So what's happening is she's getting too loud and I can't hear what's going on in the rest of the place. Well, I thought I heard a door open and then the door slam. Wasn't sure. I was busy and I was high. So I was going at this, what I was doing. Talk my mouth full. So I did that. And I heard steps. Thought I heard steps coming down, multiple steps. And I wasn't sure though. And I was high. So it doesn't really matter. You don't put two and things together when you're doing something that you really enjoy and you're really high at the time. You don't know what's going on. You're just feeling it. Anywho, a door swings open behind me. And I feel the door brushing. And this girl is screaming, right? And what happens next is I see her eyes kind of open super, super wide because I look up because I still don't know what's going on. And I turned and a Louisville Slugger is coming crashing down towards my head. Now, my first reaction was, hey, you're going to die. My second reaction was bringing my arm up to contain the blast. Now, I'm lucky that I've done two things in my life, a few things in my day. I've been doing Aikido since I was 8 years old. I was in wrestling for a long time. I know Jiu-Jitsu. I've been doing Aikido my whole life. I'm 34 right now. I've been doing it my whole life. So I'm trained in certain situations to handle things kind of just in reaction mode. If I was not trained in this way, thank my daddy for the one thing he did good for me in my life was getting me hooked on this shit, I probably would not be here today speaking the story to you. So I swing my body just right and I catch the bat on the side of my forearm. So my forearm and my hand and on my bicep. And I catch it perfectly. This is very lucky. I catch it perfectly so the pressure disperses throughout the entire arm, right? So it didn't break my arm. Now I had a severe bruise on my arm for about 3 weeks in the shape of a bat. Horrible. But I was able to grab the bat and I yank the bat down. He comes with it. And I'm able to kick the side of his leg so his knee buckles, so I don't know what happens to him. I run past, he's got a buddy in the doorway. I just run past his buddy. I push him to the side. Pushed him to the side, so I'm guessing he was all right. I don't know, he went down. And I just took off through the doorway, leaving my shirt, leaving my bag, leaving all this stuff. I'm lucky I didn't have my pants and my drawers down because I had my wallet and my keys at least. And I didn't park my car right in front of her place. My car is parked like 2 blocks away. So that is what I learned from that movie, is you always keep your stuff at a distance. You never date a girl in your own building and you never have your stuff right outside. You just don't. That was a very interesting experience, and that reminded me of your dick and dive or dine and dive or dick and dash, whatever you just said to a brother. It reminded me right on there. So I'm trying to keep that as low. Hopefully don't have too many beeps and bleeps in that. That reminded me.
I think that was closer to dine and dash than dick and dash. So, I mean, dick and dash. I mean, I don't know if you're in the dick and dash area. I think you're still in the dine and dash. So, but I get where you're getting at with that. But let's pop this open. I just wanted to be like, I want it to be something clever. Like, I want it to be like, what would it be like having relations and then running a 4-4-40. I want it to be something like that. Like, I want to take your story and have it be a guy who can just straight up just fly, right? So let's go ahead and check this out. Let's see what it says. All right. Yeah, it's not as fun. I think we had a lot more fun with it. I think we had a lot more fun with it. This is just it's just basically this is I don't know. Here we go. Here we go. Dick and Dash. It basically says you're in a relationship just for sex, and then you dump them a short time later. Like
Oh,
that's even like next level. That's even next level one night stand type stuff. Hit it and quit it. That's like hit it, hang out with it for a little bit, then quit it. I don't know if I like that one.
well, that's nicer than doing the other thing, right? I mean, at least you're
I don't
hanging
know
out
if
and
it
you're
is. I don't know if it is for the other person. The other person would probably think that you're a little bit more emotionally invested in them. Maybe you like them more as a person. I think if with the to hit it and quit it real quick, it's just in and out. There's like, well, that was a poor mistake. I think you lead somebody along emotionally for a little bit long, and then you do the same thing. I think it's even worse. I think it's worse. I don't like this new generation. I don't like this Dick and Dash generation we got raising up here.
well, you got two little ones, man. So hopefully,
Yeah, I'm not raising no Dick and Dashers. That's for sure.
speaking of two little ones, that's going to bring back when we come back from break. We're going to talk about technology, where it's going, and how your kids can get their scholarships, their whole college paid for by playing games. We'll be back after this.
It's time for your information update.
Saratosa, Florida. Saratosa, Florida. Employees at a local Goodwill found a loaded M203 grenade launcher among the recently donated items. The employees placed the launcher in a hazmat storage area. Neither the Goodwill nor the local police know who donated the weapon. Well, that's something that I never thought I would hear. First off, I have two questions. Goodwill has a hazmat area, and Bron, you were in the military, my man. Maybe you can give me, and by the way, appreciate your service. You can give me a little background on what is an M203.
Yeah, Goodwill has a hazmat area for things that they get. Like, so I guess ammunition sometimes comes through there. Any type of medications people may be leaving there will get put in the hazmat area. And when it's just a place for somebody to come along and dispose of it when they need to. But yeah, M203 grenade launcher. That's freaking awesome. I wish that would have made it to the shelf between the lamps and the plastic phones. I think that'd have been fun to go find. But you can own them as a civilian. You can own those.
Wait, you can own an M203 grenade launcher. I can go buy one and start flinging grenades left and right.
Well, you can't really fling grenades. You can buy them, and they shoot out flares or smoke grenades. A lot of people have them just for the novelty. I possibly know somebody who may live on a spot where they might need them from time to time, and they're just fun to have. But yeah, they're totally legal. You can't really buy the grenades themselves, the explosive ones. That'd be illegal. But yeah, 203 grenade launcher, the thing that goes underneath the AR rifle or on the rail system of a rifle is it's pretty standard. You can get them. It's one of those things a lot of people don't realize you can get until you see somebody with one.
That's crazy. I had no idea. So, if one person, let's say on a farm out west, has one of these particular things, what are they using said item for?
Well, mainly just to have a few beers and then show off to your friends that you have this thing. But other than that, you can use them to like coyotes. We have a big problem with coyotes out here, so from time to time, it might be useful to take one outside and shoot a flare up in the air, see where the coyotes are, so you can plink at them or shoot them to thin them. But yeah, that's what I guess most people would have them if they had one. A real American never says what they really own. If it comes to firearms, it's up to you to find out. That's kind of why you have them for defense, if that's what they're for. But um, yeah, coyotes. The cool thing about coyotes here, to go on farm talk here a little bit, is that the more coyotes you hear, the fewer there are, and coyotes make more noise when there's fewer of them. And what it does actually it has this biological effect where it triggers the females to actually produce more coyote pups at a faster rate.
What's that? We have a sound of a coyote for our listeners because most listeners don't live on farms in the West. They don't know this. So here's a sound of a coyote.
Yeah, I don't think those are the coyotes we got out here. If they had Acme rockets and the ability to roller skate, I'd be really scared. Out here, like last night about 1:30, I woke up and I could hear them out there singing. There's a chorus. There's probably about 6 to 8 of them out there, and it's a really high pitched yip. I could see how if you were out in the woods and you did not know that coyotes were afraid of you, you would be terrified of the noise. It is a pretty haunting noise. There's been times where I don't know if you ever saw that Will Smith movie Last Man, or was it Last Man on Earth, or the one where he's in New York and he's
I Am
basically
Legend.
in, was that?
I Am Legend.
Yeah, I Am Legend. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, in that movie, there's the scene where he's inside the house and you can hear the zombies run around outside. They almost sound like coyotes. So there were times when we first moved out here that I would hear these coyotes and it would just sound like a horde of zombies running through the backyard.
Oh, kind of like
And
this.
yeah, yeah, no, that'd be a little bit more terrifying. I think that's a bear. I think, and we have bears out here. It's crazy. We have bears, coyotes. I've seen weasels. It's God's land out here, man. I'm telling you what.
So you shoot coyotes with a grenade launcher. Oh, not you, of course. The person.
No, never
no.
would I shoot a coyote. I mean, you use the flare to see where the coyote's at, so you can shoot them with something else. That's the sport, and only because like you have chickens and livestock. The cows aren't really big. The cows aren't really afraid of the coyotes, but neighbors got a sheep farm, and the chickens, the coyotes will get to the chickens, so you just keep them back. And then we have dogs. I actually lost 2 cats to coyotes 2 years ago, so we keep them inside at night. We have to go collect them. We gotta go collect the cats and bring them indoors. But yeah, it's you have to adapt out here, and coyotes, they're basically the bastards of the lot.
Yeah. A funny thing, there apparently was a story that broke a while back. This is pretty funny. I think it happened in Florida, because I think there's coyotes down in Florida, that these people, and they were fantastic people, they saw in the middle of their town, in the middle of their city, they saw a doggy that looked sick and looked hurt and looked, just beat up in the middle of the road. And they're like, oh my goodness, that little doggy, I'm going to go help it out. Being good Samaritans. We don't have enough people that are good Samaritans. Most people just walk by a problem and say, I'm not going to do it. Well, they took this doggy in. They gave it a bath. It smelled horrendously. It had all sorts of bugs and stuff on it. It was acting rather strangely. And they brought it in. And they were watching TV with it on the couch, calling the animal control and saying, hey, we found a dog. It was a missing dog. Doesn't have a collar or anything like that. And they put a video on YouTube or Twitter. I think it was Twitter. They put a video on Twitter of their kids next to the dog on the couch. The dog's head kept on jerking around back and forth, going crazy and back and forth. They got a response 5 minutes later from Twitter followers that is not a dog. That is a coyote, and you need to get it out of your house right now and get it away from your children right now.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen I've seen coyotes. I don't know how many people have actually seen a coyote. And while they may look like a dog, you could tell right away that is not any type of domesticated dog. The pups, unfortunately, are some of the cutest little animals you'll find when they're really small. But yeah, that's good for them for trying to be doing the right thing. But you gotta, there's this thing where I have to say you have to have the ability to do the right thing, but actually also know what you're doing, because you could try to do the right thing and cause problems more times than not if you don't really know what you're doing. But you never want to stop people from trying to do what's right. But yeah, I think bringing in stray animals without really knowing what you're doing into a house with kids is probably a really, really bad idea.
I have no idea how we got talking about coyotes for so long, but that's okay. We here on Words of Wisdom, we like to talk about whatever tickles the moment, tickles the mind, tickles the prerogative, and we flow and we go in that general direction. We're always flying by the seat of our pants here on Words of Wisdom. Find us in the Twitterverse at Words from Wisdom. Email us anything that you want. Words of Wisdom at teamcnd.com. That's Words of Wisdom at teamcnd.com. And let's slide into the technology age. Let's hit up e-gamers. What e-gamers are now compared to what they used to be. Let's hit it up here at the early ages. Let's talk about how Braun can send his 2 beautiful, wonderful children to school, fully paid scholarships. They need no sporting talents. They need no academic talents. Not that I'm saying your kids are dumb, but they probably are. I'm sorry, baby. I didn't mean that. I'd like to personally apologize to Braun, his lovely wife, and to his lovely children. That was not my fault. I was fed that line across the table. I didn't want to say it. They made me say it. Blame the suits. But let's talk about how you can send your kids to college. Did you know that you could send your kids to college through games?
Yeah, yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that the college leagues have Counter Strike leagues and League of Legend leagues and Heroes of the Storm, I think, and probably other games. But yeah, it's a great way. It's a great way for kids who need scholarships or just want to go on a scholarship if they're really good at something to just give one more avenue for them to get a free ride to school. And that's kind of the dream as a parent, is to get your kid a free ride into the college of either their choice or one that'll allow them to get the education that they're seeking for their careers. And if you can do that playing a video game, I don't see how there could be any negative to that. I think that what you're going to start seeing is the explosion of esports because of this. You know, a lot of games, even like football, started out where it was a college game first, and eventually you get money behind it and people want to watch it, and then backers come in, and next thing you know, it's blowing up. Well, in a lot of these arenas already, League of Legends, Dota 2, Counter Strike Go, you're already seeing people winning money, on a lot of money in some of these tournaments. Some, I think the last League of Legends or Dota tournament was $500,000 for the winning team. So it looks like there is going to be an avenue there to really propel some people forward, and I think we'll probably see the first $1 million athlete sometime in our life when it comes to esports.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool that they're doing all these things. And you're right. I didn't even think about, the NFL sprouted from college football, that kind of thing, and college basketball, that type of thing. Yeah, you're right. Absolutely. That makes a lot of sense. I just thought it was really interesting. I read an article about the University of Illinois. They are one of the first fully sponsored, fully going e-schools. So you literally, I saw the article that I was reading, and the video that I got to partake in was they were all playing League of Legends, I believe, and there was literally 40 some people in the room, and they all were in their ATEC racing chairs and full scooped up their computers with the mechanical keyboards. Everything, I believe everything was Illinois colored, so they were specially designed for Illinois. So everything was the orange and the deep blue and some white. It was pretty cool looking, and I did not know. So I was shocked and amazed that you can now send your children. They can become good enough, just like you can for a music scholarship, just like you can for a football scholarship, just like you can for an academic scholarship. If your child is superior or has the ability to learn an instrument or play a sport or do those types of things, you now can sit them down in front of a computer and get it done. And let's not say that computer gaming kind of gets a bad rap. It's not for just lazy, gigantic, slobbish people. Because let's be honest, if you're going to be an e-gamer and you're going to be on top of your world, there's certain exercise you need to do. You need to have extremely quick dexterity in your hands. You need to have extremely quick twitch muscles, just like you do in football or wrestling, right, or basketball or soccer. You need to have those types of things too. Not on that level, obviously. By no means am I saying a basketball player and an e-gamer are the same type of athletes, but I'm saying there are things that need to keep your body active to be in tip-top shape and your mind mentally sharp to be the upper echelon. You need to be on that threshold, right, to be that professional level e-gamer at a high level.
Yeah, what we're seeing actually though already in esports is that a lot of these guys are on teams, and these teams have certain athletic programs they're trying to put on these guys because they're actually seeing that if you're a more physically fit individual, your endurance and your attention level go up, and with that it allows you, it just translates into better performance in the actual arena. So I don't think I don't think it's crazy to think that a lot of these e-gamers in college and stuff are probably going to end up being on, if they're on an actual team. And you got to remember, this is very, like I said, this is from the very ground up. So first you start out with just guys with the passion, right? And they get together, other guys with passions on the same campus, and they build like their own little local team. And then that little local team gets a little bit more steam, and they start contacting other colleges and their local teams. And then the next thing you know, you have an independent league that these guys put on by themselves. And then the next thing you know, that they have enough success with that they go to the school comes to them, and they get an official charter to make a team on the school. And then the next step is then these guys are playing for the universities, which then means that some of these guys are eventually going to graduate, possibly earn a lot of money via their degrees. And then we all know that how sports works. The boosters, man, the boosters pump money back into the system. And I don't think it's crazy to think that in the next 20 years you're going to see possibly a couple guys donate money back to some of these universities, and they'll have a full-on arena of their own. Think sporting arena. They'll have an esports arena on the campus of Illinois eventually, where now you have the draw to go get some of the best gamers in America, and you're starting to recruit just like college programs. And then because of the college program building, you then eventually are going to have the pro level. And so if you really think about it, we're looking at the inception, the beginning of esports and a generation. I'd say this is like generation one. You know, you had the pre-alpha generation where it's just guys getting together, but I think this is generation one. This is the guys that'll eventually be laying the groundwork for what esports will be in the future, both with their time now and their money later. And that's a great thing. But I think the physical fitness level, I think you're going to see, because just like any type of sport, any type of thing that has to do with endurance and mental acuity, your body, the better shape your body is in, the more your body will react, and it'll benefit you in those arenas.
Yeah, absolutely. And we can kind of just look across the seas to kind of see that arena thing already, because Korea and those types of places over there, they already have that, right? I mean, StarCraft is more popular than sports are over there. So they fill up the arena, people go watch this stuff, and it's a pretty big deal. And you're right. We have that here. It's becoming more. And just look at the parent thing, right? There's so many more parents are doing the thing where they don't want their kids playing these contact sports, the football, with the head trauma, the concussions. Heck, I played football, right? I got injured all the time. Looking back, my body would be in such better shape if I didn't. I just had a love for the game. But my mama probably wouldn't sign the permission slip anymore if she knew all the stuff that was going to that happened to me or that was happening now with football players and head injuries. She wouldn't have signed it. She wouldn't have, bottom line. So this is something that possibly soccer, or the real football, I guess you can say, is going to become much more popular in America. And this e-gaming is huge. It's going to be huge. I'm really interested to seeing where it's going to go and where it's going to fly to, and how many baby
Well,
birds start playing it.
I think that esports also has the benefit, like you said, the football injuries, but almost every athletic sport on some level requires a good mind and the body eventually breaks down. Now, the length of a career of an esport person right now, I think, is probably the same as an NFL guy. It's 5 years or less. I think the talent level that comes up and the attention, the ability to postpone life a little bit. As you get older, you just fade away. You want to do other stuff, and that'll bring on its own attrition. Um, but yeah, I had a really good point I was going to try to make here with the e games. I think it's just going to be beneficial for everybody. The fact that parents can then look at this as a way of an avenue of their kids' outlet is one way to do it, and avoiding the injury. But also the fact that you'll be able to succeed, even if it's just like they said, college level. Eventually, you're going to have high school teams. It's just going to be a thing, and the fact that everybody out there, for the most part, regardless of their physical ability, can watch and follow along in what's going on the screen is a big way to go to marketing. You don't have to be a guy who is really into football, and because you could play football, you're really into football still, and you want your kids to be in football. This is something where like kids in elementary school could sit down with their parents, and everybody is going to be able to have the same knowledge on some level, and could possibly even compete in some households on some level. I think maybe it's going to be. There used to be the thing called Wednesday night game night growing up. I had friends that their families would get together and play board games on Wednesday as a way to stay in touch with their kids, through the high school years and middle school. And maybe we see a resurgence of that. Maybe we see the Wednesday night game nights again, but instead of being a board game at the kitchen table, it ends up becoming a LAN party with your parents. Um, and I could get on a whole thing about I don't think parents should be best friends with their kids anyway. I can get on that tangent later, but I think it would be good for families to reconnect in some way and share the same type of hobby and maybe passion together. I don't think it could hurt the family atmosphere at all.
All right, well, I'm going to hold you to that on your tangent on parenting, because we'll do that on our next episode. You know what? Let's do that next time. We'll do it next time.
All right.
We're going to do a Braun shakes his fist at. We're going to do a differential parenting. Fantastic. Let's do that. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we are out of time, baby birds. So when we come back, we will be wrapping up the show. Baby birds, baby birds, baby birds. Welcome back to the show here on Words of Wisdom with your man Wisdom W. Wisdom. Would like to thank Braun the Raid King for joining us once again. And you can hit us in the Twitterverse at Words from Wisdom. And please hit us in the email, Titan Avenue, Words of Wisdom at teamcnd.com. That's Words of Wisdom at teamcnd.com. I've said this once, I've said it twice, I'll say it every time. This isn't just my show. This isn't just our show. This is everyone's show. This is for all the baby birds out there that are listening, clicking, downloading, it all, the world, the works everywhere. Anywhere that you hear our words of wisdom, here we are. So stay in our mentions, stay in our emails, keep bringing it every single day, every single hour. Keep flying high, but don't be like Icarus. Don't let those wings fly too high and melt from the heat of the sky. And we will end like we always do on one simple point. I'm going to give you some words from wisdom. Deep peace of the running water to you. Deep peace of the flowing air to you. Deep peace of the quiet earth to you. Deep peace of the shining stars to you. Deep peace of the sun of peace to you. And with that, baby birds, we're going to send you out of the nest. Until next time, when you return home to Words of Wisdom, back in the nest.